What's up guys, Kris Gethin here in a fantastic kitchen. The only thing that's out of place is me, because I get a little bit lost here, but I'm pretty sure the meal that I'm gonna put together for you, which is a Christmas dinner, is gonna be more than adequate for us bodybuilders that are health conscious. Generally speaking, you'd look at Christmas dinners, Thanksgiving dinners, and all these social gathering foodstuffs as being fattening, high carbs, and something that doesn't really resonate with the bodybuilders or the fitness lifestyle. So I'm gonna show you how to put together a Christmas dinner that everyone can enjoy without the excess calories. So the ingredients that I've got here are very simplistic. Anybody can do them. I'm not gonna present this on a Tupperware container. I am gonna do this the right way. However, I may be asking for a little bit of help from Sunshine as well, so I can make sure that I get the proper, adequate dinner specifically for you. You don't have to do this alone. However, if you're a bodybuilder, chances are you're gonna be self-indulged and you will be alone. But not really, because you've got your pecs, you've got your guns, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we are gonna start off with the vegetables that are gonna take the longest to begin with, being the sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna make sure that I boil these first. Before that, I'm gonna start chopping some of these bad boys, throw them in, and then we can start preparing the other vegetables. So I'll start chopping these into smaller pieces, like so, because then it will cook that much faster when we put it in the saucepan. All right, so I'm gonna take these over to the boiling hot water that Sunshine prepared for me earlier. And we're just gonna take them in for a nice little bath there and let them have a little soak. Okay, and then what we'll do every now and again is keep coming back to the potatoes. I'll get a fork, I'll stab it. If it screams, then it's probably ready. If it's soft, if the fork goes all the way through, then we know it's time to take it off the heat and they'll be ready to rock and roll. Because we're gonna be turning them into smashed sweet potatoes. All right, so now I'm gonna go on to some other vegetables, some broccoli and parsnips and some Brussels sprouts. But what I do to begin with, I just start ripping off some florets of cauliflower here. And I'm not cooking for many people here. I'm not doing a massive turkey or anything like that. So I don't need huge amounts. So you will peel off and take off as much as needed, depending on how popular you are and how many people you've got coming around for Christmas dinner, all right? And then I'm just gonna start putting these in the pan where I'm just gonna let it cook with the turkey and the other vegetables. Line it in there, around the outside, easy. Then I'm gonna go for these bad boy parsnips. I love parsnips. It's one of my favorite root vegetables. Then I just slice it down the middle. I'll normally put them into like 3 or 4 pieces, and because this is quite a small one, I'll just put these in the pan. Okay, and then I'll start throwing some Brussels sprouts in there just to make them a little bit more crispy. And I learned this from the Thanksgiving dinner. It's by cutting these Brussels sprouts in half. They'll cook a little bit quicker, so they become a little bit more crispy at the same time. All right, almost forgot carrots. I just got to put them in there as well. So I use baby carrots. Remember, bodybuilders are all about efficiency. So you don't have to peel or chop these or anything like that. So just get some baby carrots. Now, with a cabbage, I've only ever boiled a cabbage in the past. But Sunshine, I think, says there's a better way of doing it. Sunshine, do you want to come in and give us a hand? I would boil it. Yeah, what do you suggest? How else could you cook a cabbage?
Yeah, so Romanians love cabbage, first of all. So I suggest sauteing it. because that way you don't actually like kill all the enzymes in it. You're just heating it up a little bit, so you can still eat cabbage raw if you want. But I think it's really nice if you saute it with like a little bit of oil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Amazing.
Okay, so we'll saute it instead of having it raw.
Yeah.
What does it taste like raw?
It's really nice.
I'll try it.
Yeah, see you bite.
Definitely saute it.
Yeah, saute? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. This is my favorite part of the cabbage. Show that around.
Wow, looks like my brain. Full of information, full of informative stuff.
Yeah, about ready to get sauteed. Here we go.
Bring it over here. All right, the next step is to grab hold of these turkey breasts. Now you'll notice I don't have a whole turkey. Why? Because I'm a bodybuilder and I do not want the legs or the wings. I want the lean breast. I'm a breast person. So what I'm gonna do is make a little bit of room here and add my turkey breasts in. I need to space it out a little bit so it cooks adequately. And then what I'm gonna do is put a little blanket around the turkey by adding some foil around the top. This will keep the moisture, it'll keep the moisture in so it doesn't become too dry when it's in the oven. So what I'll do is just tuck it in around the sides, make sure the vegetables are on the outside because I want them to crisp a little, you know. And just tuck it in so it basically should look like that. So we've got the turkey breast there, vegetables on the outside. Now all we got to do is throw them in the oven. We got the oven on 365. I'll keep checking in momentarily just to make sure how it's cooking. So I'll go by the eye more than anything, as opposed to just the numbers in the oven. But I'll tell you what that number is at the end once it's finished. And in the meantime, let's have a goosey at the cabbage that Sunshine's got cooking on here. Make sure you give that a stir. And in about 5 minutes, I'll start poking those sweet potatoes as well, see how they're coming along. Yes, cabbage is starting to brown now, so this is looking perfect. Look at those colors. You know you're getting some good nutrients in when you've got a good array of colors. All right, now, whilst this is cooking, we can start with our stuffing and lastly the gravy. All right, so we're gonna be making the stuffing now. Now this is a packaged stuffing. I'm not making it from scratch because you, being like me, into fitness, bodybuilding, we're not gonna make it from scratch. Not unless you want to. So I went to Whole Foods to get this healthy version of it. Simplistic, however, there are gonna be some changes to the preparation than the norm. So we'll start off with putting half a packet of that into the saucepan. Looks good, perfect. And then we're gonna add a cup of water. So that's 5 ounces of stuffing in there. And we've got a cup of water. And then the recipe would ask for 6 tablespoons of olive oil. We're not gonna do that. Forget that. We're gonna put 1 tablespoon in there just to give it a little bit of moisture. And of course, if it's an extra virgin olive oil, it has a healthy saturated fat within it, but we're not going overboard with those fats. That's plenty, that's plenty. Okay, great. And remember, that's gonna serve for a couple of people as well. So it's not all for yourself. And then we put that, I believe, in the saucepan. In a large saucepan, bring water and olive oil to boil, okay? All right, so we've done the stuffing, now we're moving on to the gravy. Just one point, you'll notice that the stuffing and gravy that I am purchasing and using is organic. I am going for the healthier versions, not the ones that you would generally find at your general supermarket. So maybe if you go to your local co-op or Whole Foods or something like that, where you can get the organic, healthier kind, that's obviously gonna be a little bit more preferable. So now I'm gonna go with the gravy. Again, organic gravy. To do the gravy, what we'd wanna do is put a cup of water in there. And I'm gonna put the entire packet of gravy in there because I love it. However, what I've noticed through experience, it will become lumpy if you don't heat the water up first and then add the gravy occasionally to the pot. If you put it all in one go and then heat the water up, it's gonna be a lumpy mess. So I'm gonna take this over to the heat, throw it on high, straight away, let that boil, and then I'll start adding this as we go along. All right, this is starting to boil now. You can see all the bubbles. So what I'm gonna do is tear this off, and I'm gonna start pouring in bit by bit while I stir. All right, whilst that is cooking, I'm gonna multitask here. I'm gonna grab this fork and just stab some of these sweet potatoes. Wow, they're very soft. As you can see, it's going all the way through. So they're pretty much ready. So what we can do is strain these out, and they're gonna be good to go. Okay, so I'm gonna take that gravy just off the heat for a while, and then what I'm gonna do is take these potatoes and I'm gonna drain them so I can mash them. So, potatoes, if they're soft, they should be able to mash very easy, which, as you can see, they are, okay? It's up to you if you keep the skin on or take the skin off. It doesn't bother me, I always keep the skin on. It may not look as pretty, but it tastes just as good, and there's a lot of goodness within the skin that I want to take in anyway. Just got a little bit of salt here. I'll grab a couple of pinches. A bit of sodium doesn't do me any harm. I don't have any heart conditions or any angina, so I'm good to go. Right, voila. Okay, it's that time. My nose and my stomach is telling me that this has to be ready now. So, only one way to find out. Let's get the little bad boy out. Make sure that you use oven mitts now. Just because I look tough doesn't mean I am tough. You'll burn yourself on that. So let's pull the foil off. Let's have a look at juicy. Ooh, looking very nice and juicy. Look at that. That smells awesome. When you covered it in foil, obviously it retains a lot of the smells, the taste, the moisture. So if you put garlic on here, if you put some herbs and spices, it's all that aroma is gonna embed itself in all of this food. All right, we are done. And that didn't take long. No. It wasn't that long. However, we weren't making a massive turkey and not for a huge amount of people. I've just made enough, or we have just made enough for each other. And of course, Nick there behind the camera. You gotta join us, buddy. So let's serve this up. So I'm gonna start with putting a turkey breast on mine, and you can go straight ahead as well.
You're just gonna take one big one.
Oh, I'm gonna take one big one. So with these vegetables here, as you can see, we've got an array of different colors. We've got carrots, we've got parsnips, we've got cauliflower. What else we got here? We've got, and we've got sweet potato, we've got cabbage. We've got an array of colors, so we've got good micronutrients and macronutrient density within the carbohydrates that are, of course, complex carbohydrates. We got our fibrous carbs, we got our first-class proteins here. Now, if you're a vegetarian, you can have tofu or another vegetarian option. And then obviously we've got the sweet potato here, got some good complex carbohydrates, being a little bit better than the conventional potato because it isn't starchy. And of course, we have foregone the roast potato, which generally is roasted in fat. Okay, so let me use that spoon because I want some potatoes here. I want to show you what a presentation really looks like. This is what dinner looks like. Huh?
What a real dinner looks like?
Yeah. Put a little bit on the end there. And then the gravy. Wow. This is a thick gravy. You can generally have it a little bit more thinner if you like, if you don't like to have it as thick. But I like to have it thick, as you can see. Okay, that is mine. All right. Spread that through there, and let's give this a go. I need to get a little bit of everything on my fork here. Let's get a big mouthful in. That is good. I'd have to say, being from the UK, every Sunday we have a roast dinner, which is very similar to this. And that is by far my favorite meal. So here I'm eating my favorite meal, which feels like a cheat meal, but it's healthy.
So healthy. Look at this.
You don't have to wait for Christmas for this, guys. You can have this every Sunday. This is awesome. So if you're cooking alone, if you're cooking for other people, that's absolutely fine. But remember, either way, it's very easy. It's very simplistic. If you've got kids, include them in there as well to help you cook this. Put it together.
Cut the vegetables.
Yeah, cut the vegetables with a very sharp knife.
Sharpest.
Yeah, get your youngest child to help you with that. But regardless, you know, if you put out proper portions, of course, this is a larger portion for me, you know, you're gonna have the energy as well to not just laze about throughout the rest of the day and eat and watch Christmas TV. Get out there and exercise, but this will be light enough in order for you to do so. You're not gonna have to go out and bathe in the sun just to digest this. This is great.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I did an awesome job.
I think you did all right.
Yeah, not bad, eh?
I'd eat it.
All right, well, you know what to do, guys. Hopefully you're having a fantastic Christmas dinner. But if you like this video, and if you want some more in the new year, what have you got to do, Sunshine?
Like, comment, and subscribe. And eat. Bon appetit.